These days, every manufacturer has a mini variant of its high-end smartphone. So for review, we got LG G2 Mini with a 4.7-inch screen, which is actually not mini. The big advantage on this device is that the edges of the screen are very thin, so actually this device looks smaller than it really is. In hand, it feels very light, which is sometimes good, but in this case it feels cheap, and especially because of the plastic. Compared to Samsung S4 Mini or HTC One Mini, this looks like a cheap Chinese Android smartphone. But the way the phone is built and its construction feels pretty tight and high quality. There are no side keys on this device. You get back keys, which at first we didn't like, but we got used to it. We prefer the side key. Cover of the screen is supposed to be Gorilla Glass 2, but we guess there are different types of Gorilla Glass 2 screen covers, because when you slide with your finger on this screen, it feels a bit rough. We like the way keyboard is arranged in this phone. You get functional keys, and also, like on Samsung, you get number keys on top of the keyboard. All the keys are divided enough so you can type comfortably, but again, the problem is that the cover of the screen feels a bit harsh, so you'll have to get used to typing on LG G2. 4-inch screen looks good, but it's not spectacular. Colors could be reproduced a lot better and could look a lot richer. And also you can see it has a lack of pixel density. When you put it outside in direct sunlight, the visibility won't be that good and you'll have to adjust it to 100%. We think that the main reason why the screen isn't this good outside is because of the cover that doesn't have a great finish. Compared to the bigger LG G2, Android on this device doesn't look that attractive. Aesthetically, all the themes and widgets look a bit cheap and a bit too playful. But they're not like on Chinese smartphones, because you get a lot of extra options, like for instance this upper dashboard with direct settings. It's very good and it's very intuitive, just like on Samsung. Also in the menu you can have bigger or smaller icons, which we think is great, and you get some LG applications for multitasking, etc. Android here works pretty fast, but it could slow down a little bit when you install a bunch of applications and when you fill out the memory. On to the benchmark test, you get about 17,000 points with average 25 to maximum 30 frames per second on this resolution, which is average. You can play real racing on this device, but it takes a lot to download itself and it works a bit slower. Camera on LG G2 has 8 megapixels and it has a small LED flash that can reach up to 1.5 meters. The front camera has 1.3 megapixels. There is no side key for camera, but you can turn it on while holding it like this, and you can press this key and hold it a bit longer and you'll be able to run the camera. Interface looks very good, but it's standard Android, so the icons could be a little bit bigger. Snapping photos with the back camera goes pretty fast. In daylight conditions, photos look very usable. They look good, but in details you'll find a lot of noise and sometimes blurry details, so the quality is not supreme. While during night, colors are not reproduced genuinely, but still you can use this camera during night. Full HD video looks good during night, but you have to hold the camera steadily because otherwise you'll get a lot of artifacts. Regarding the front camera, if you want to shoot selfies, for snapping photos with front camera, for selfies, you shouldn't expect anything spectacular, but photos look usable, but again, on details you'll see a lot of noise. The problem is that the lens has a flare effect. Video with front camera maybe looks even better than photos from the front camera, but again, it's nothing spectacular. On this 4.7-inch screen you can use the Google navigation, which comes pretty handy, but it's not as good as Nokia Lumia navigation that can be downloaded to device, and it's not as intuitive as the iPhone navigation. So in the end, LG G2, it looks like an average cheaper smartphone, but actually it offers a lot more. But still, it's not comparable to the aesthetic of Galaxy S4 Mini or HTC One Mini. It feels cheap, but the best advantage of this phone is its battery. You get 2440 mAh, which will make this Android run with no problems for 2 or even 3 days with advanced usage. Feel free to subscribe for more of our videos and follow us in the future.